Hello, my name is Swissbianco. In this video I will talk about a switchblade kit. That is a Italian style switchblade, classic Italian style that is sold in USA by the exiledexport.com website. That's where I got it. They are over in Colorado. So they have different websites. They also do a lot with balisong butterfly knives, and I did want to try out their switchblade kit. Now what we see on the table on the top, that is not connected, that is just a switchblade, how that would look as it is completely together. There is a video on my swissbianco YouTube channel about that knife from Solingen as well. So what we have is tube packaging. It is all in different plastic bags in that tube, and then we have a lot of parts for that knife. We have a couple different sizes of rivets. Unfortunately, that is a classic construction, so that uses rivets and no screws. That is how that is. Then we have the main part, the spring part that locks on the top. That would be the middle part there. And we see on the sample from Solingen it's flat, and this one here was twisted around. So it is a flat stamped part that then got twisted around to form that unique shape there. So that needs a bit sanding on the side so that that is flat with the liners. All in all, the quality is not too bad for what it is. So that is surprisingly well, especially for the price. We have here the second part is the mainspring, so that fits in that slot and go in like that. So that is well fitted like that too. The spring is solid made, so that should work for a long time. Then we have, of course, the two liners. The front part with the button and the back side that is just flat. We see in this variation the knife doesn't have a sliding safety. The part here that we can slide for the safety, that did not come with this kit, so I don't know if they did want to make it easier for assemble or what is the matter, but it did not come with a safety. Usually with pretty much all the knives from Italy and Solingen that I saw, they have that sliding safety, but this one has not. So we see here also the construction of the button, the spring-loaded part. We see it's a two-piece construction. It's really simple made, and we have that part here that interlocks with the hole in the blade, then in the correct figuration. Basically it will look like this, and that keeps then the blade under the tension of the spring, as we had a look here in the locked position, until you press the button, and we see here it sticks out, and then as we press it, it lifts that little part there, so that the switchblade gonna open up under the spring tension. So that kit is really nice to study how the system work. There is not much that tricky design involved in that Italian switchblade, but still it has some nice features. We have a blade that is in a bayonet style. I never had that before. They make, of course, different blade styles. This one is bayonet, and more common is the usual flat grind one that has a bit a better angle for cutting. This one is more a stabbing tool, or yeah, it's just a different style of a blade. Then we have bolsters, the front bolsters that we have here in the part in front, that we need to move the spring of the locking mechanism so that we can close the blade. Those parts are simply stamped steel sheet metal parts that they did stamp and press form, and then the outside they did polish them up. It's quite likely stainless steel, so that is nice. Just on the corners, as usually the corners are not nice, but this is a kit, so you can improve that. Prior you're gonna revet it, you can polish and correct the details as you feel. Then we have the bolsters that are at the end of the knife, riveted on. Those are exactly the same. They are simply stamped and pressed sheet metal parts, hollow inside and polished on the outside, but the corners not so much. Yeah, that pretty much is it. The revetting process is for some people a bit of a problem. You easy overdo the rivet, and it's a bit more tricky than screw together construction. That is how that is. So if you never did do revetting, I would suggest you try to rivet first a bit other items, just a scrap metal or something, that you see how the system work with revetting. For scales, the kit here did not come with any grip material. They had some grip material on the website that I could have ordered too, but I did not wanna do that. I just gonna use a piece of stabilized wood as the handle, because the original design has more thicker scales. If we see, the bolster is relatively thin, and then we have good 3 millimeters overlapping by the handle. This is a synthetic plastic material here in red swirl, and there we have enough space for the wood material. By riveting on the wood and other material, you need to be careful too that you're not gonna crack the material, especially here as the rivets are pretty outside, and there is no much material left anymore. So it's gonna be a bit a test. I did that in the past. That is not much of a deal, and minimum the backside I gonna the scale, the grip that's gonna come on the backside, I gonna glue on as well. The front part quite likely only in the area where we don't have the sliding safety involved there, because the sliding safety is not here. We also have it easier to fit on the scales. We only have the lever part here that needs to be a bit hollowed out by the scale, and drilled that we have the button sticking through. That's all what there is. You could even change the part here if you take it apart, and maybe you want to cut off the button, and then you weld or solder on a different kind of button, skull or something. That would be possible too there. I'm not gonna do that. I like the round button, and yeah, that is well for me, but that would work too. You can select X different handle materials, and the finish you can do too. You can bead blast it so it's more grayish, or you can high polish it, or just do a satin finish on it. You can spend a lot of time and make a really nice item out of it, or you can simply rivet it together and use it how it is. There is plenty of options in that design. So that much about that Italian switchblade kit.